All right, everybody, welcome to this week's Full House edition of the Friday Shakes podcast with Russo and Felice. I'm Paul Russo. Across from me, as always, man, myth, legend himself. We're going to go through this quick. We got a packed episode. We got a packed house. We need to get to some people. So, Nick, how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right, Paul. You know, I had some deja vu today.
Whoa, deja vu.
I heard on the news Klay Thompson is done for the season. I thought I knew that months ago, but I heard it today. But it is a full packed house.
Where should we go to first? Where do you want to go to first?
Let's start with the new thing around town.
All right, the new guy. We're going to go to the new guy first.
The debut.
We have been trying to get him on.
You've heard the name drop.
For what? The better part for sure of a year.
Since day one, Paul.
Okay, day one. Day one.
Yeah, you let him know.
He is our in-house hoops expert.
Pretty sure he's
Justin
my first ever
Hill.
shout out too.
He is on. Justin, thank you for coming on. How are you doing tonight?
Yeah, a lot of hype behind this debut, and I was the first career shout out here. Thank you for that.
Yes, and he finally took me up on that. Yes.
And then, of course, as always, we got our normal guest co-host who's on with us plenty of times before, Pat Russo. Thanks for coming back on as usual.
Great to be here.
How are you doing tonight?
The veteran.
Wonderful as ever.
I haven't seen really any of you guys the past week or so.
Yeah, I know. I live with you. So.
Well, my bad.
So what do we have for today, Paul?
Yeah, so we got the NCAA football we're going to talk about. We got NFL we're going to talk about. World Series preview. But our main block of stuff and time tonight will be the NBA preview. We'll get into it more, but I think this might be the first time in a few years that we can say it might be a bit of a wide-open league this year.
First time in 9 years, Paul.
9 years?
Since LeBron went to the Heat.
About time.
Well, you got the Spurs in there, but
Yeah,
we'll let it slide. We'll let it slide. So,
Solid.
without further ado, we'll jump right in. Discuss the NCAA football first, quickly. It was, at least on paper, it didn't seem like it was going to be a big week of moving and shaking, but it actually ended up being that way. We'll start, I guess, at the top initially, Friday night locally here in Syracuse. I think it might be time for a quarterback change for the rest of the year. Tommy DeVito, they said, now three of us here were at the game, and I was probably really the only one paying attention to the sidelines when he was in the medical tent, but he popped out of the medical tent pretty quickly, looked pretty good. But they stuck with Clayton Walsh, the senior, the rest of the game. Dino, I'll go ahead and say it, used DeVito being hurt as an excuse to keep him out. I don't think that's quite the full story. I really don't. Personally, the rest of the year, I'm going Walsh and maybe Rex Culpepper. But I'm not Dino Babers. I guess I don't know what's really going on the inside, but the offense with Welsh under center certainly looked to have a spark, certainly looked to know what it was doing. And maybe the big thing is, especially in this Dino Babers offense, Welsh was not afraid to tuck the ball and just go at it on his own. I think that was a big key factor Friday night. Again, I've said this now the past couple weeks. Can't blame that loss on the defense in my mind. They did what they had to do. Obviously, it says 27 on the scoreboard, but in the second half, they only gave up 3 points. So, if you look at it that way, the Orange pretty much only have to drive outright one way to get a touchdown. Nobody over there has a damn word to say.
I have quite a few words if you want me to say.
Well, make it quick. We got to make it quick here.
All right. All right, I'll make it as quick as possible. Quick question for you, though. When Dungy first started for Q's,
oh, my man.
How did he do?
I don't think really as deer in the headlights as DeVito's looked.
What was their record with Dungy in his first year or two?
It's dead.
4-8 both years.
Okay. Did he ride out with Eric Dungy?
For the most part.
Okay. So, your season's a wash right now. It should have been a wash from day one. I know you had high hopes.
It's not an outright wash just yet, but
it's a wash.
You still got to play, though. I think we're getting draft picks.
Yeah. You got to play.
We still have a shot at a respectable bowl for you and out.
Yeah.
Okay. Bowl games for 6 and 6.
Camping World Bowl.
No. If we get to 8-4, we can get into the Sun Bowl.
Okay.
Pinstripe.
Maybe.
I can't tell which one's good.
Well.
Anyways, the point I'm trying to get at is you don't bench DeVito because you're trying to build him up for the future like you did with Dungy. You've got to let him figure out how to win these tough games, how to come back from behind against a Pittsburgh to get to beating Clemson like they did with Eric Dungy. You got to figure all that out because if you mean to tell me if you pulled Dungy during a 4-8 season, there's no way he's going to go out there like you did with Clemson. You gotta let DeVito ride this wave out, figure out how to come back, figure out how to get over the hump.
Who?
DeVito?
He's a redshirt
sophomore. So he's got 2 more years left after this year. You gotta let him ride it out, figure out how to go from here. If he's truly injured, okay, he's truly injured. But you gotta let him ride this out, figure it out, and I hate Q's. But you have a senior quarterback.
He just throws that in there.
Yeah. You have a senior quarterback who's never played. He's not going to the NFL. What are you going to get out of playing this guy? What are you going to get out of playing Welch?
Confidence. He looked confident. More confident than DeVito.
Woohoo. So you're going to get confidence in a guy to go 6-6. Let DeVito do that.
You know what Dino Babers' biggest mistake this is a season? Not taking a contract from another team at the start of the season.
Wow.
There were rumors about Ohio State inquiring about his services.
I think he needs to get the hell out. I think he needs...
That's what everybody does. Don't say that.
I mean,
True.
What do you think, Paul? Is he going anywhere, Paul?
No, I think not the end of this year anymore. I think if it was another 9-2, 10-2 year, yeah, then he is definitely gone and out the door. But
I mean, he can still be gone and out the door. Just
they're not going to can him. Not with the extension they gave him, so... I don't know. I get what you're saying, Pat, but the same token, if at what point do you? Because this isn't like it's DeVito's first game that he's playing. He effectively won the game in the Dome against Florida State last year when Florida State was still at least thought to be good. Yeah, I bet you didn't know that. Dungy got hurt that game, and DeVito played
the face I'm making
2.5 quarters.
The face I'm making is that people thought Florida State was good at all last year.
Well, at the time they were ranked. And this,
that doesn't mean
gotta bring up
you're
facts.
good.
Gotta bring up facts.
It doesn't mean you're good just because.
But DeVito has shown before that he can get the job done. And I don't know. I've kind of said this. I truly believe that it might be a bit psychological from the first two losses of the year with Maryland and Clemson, but. At this point in the season, in my mind, if he's that good as we all hyped him up to be, then he should have been able to get through that already. That game 2 weeks ago now against NC State, he looked flat. Like it was about the worst 300-yard game. Did you know that? Any of you guys really know that? DeVito had 300 yards against NC State. That was about the worst 300-yard game I've ever seen out of any quarterback at any level.
Just check downs a lot, or?
No, he was like getting the ball and he would like throw it like that. Just terrible. I mean, it's whatever, but
Sam Darnold had the worst 50-yard game I've ever seen.
We'll get to that in a
I think it was
second.
83 to be exact.
We'll get to that in a couple minutes here. But I guess the other main storyline from college football this week, you definitely had playoff shakeup happen across a couple different levels. We'll go with the one that happened first. Wisconsin loses to Illinois.
Smith.
You mean to tell me a one-dimensional team lost a college football game?
Hold on.
Wasn't that Bruno's pick too?
Illinois.
A couple weeks ago on this show.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Shout out Bruno.
Either way, Illinois is a bottom 10 team in college football, and I mean, I don't think anybody really expected that at all, really.
Bottom 10's a little harsh.
Yeah, I don't think they're bottom 10. They're bad, but bottom 10.
My bad.
You put them down there with the Hurricanes right now?
That
The
running back
Hurricanes
is
are bad.
amazing though for Wisconsin.
Yes. He's going to be a stud someday.
What else? So you have whatever
Clemson fall in the fourth.
Whatever. Yeah. Well, that's an interesting.
I don't think Clemson was the ACC.
That's the one I didn't really fully
I don't
understand.
Virginia. Even though Miami beat Virginia.
But it is what it is, I guess. Whatever shot Michigan had is effectively done.
Oh yeah.
I think they were done after their first loss.
Well,
I mean, the second loss definitely
Harbaugh on the hot seat.
oh yeah.
He should have.
I think so.
Michigan fans.
What's he
don't
done?
think so.
What's he done?
That's what I say.
He should have been done.
Was it
3
1 in
years
10
ago.
versus top 10s?
Yeah, 1 in 10 versus top 10. He is winless against Ohio State. So
If you don't beat your rival for 5 years, you should be instantly on the hot
bingo,
seat. Like that right there. You can't beat them once.
bingo. Texas's season almost got destroyed. Could you imagine that? Les Miles beating Texas. By the way, I'm hating though. Here we go.
Texas's season is destroyed.
Here we go
already.
again. By the way, with people with Texas, like stop. Texas is not good. Well, I mean they're good, but they're not like the friggin' Longhorns are back. Hate it. Oklahoma won. Unfortunately, big loss for them as the wagon will be out the rest of the year. Recommend going on YouTube and checking out that video if you haven't seen it already. That is scary, though. That's got to be a frightening moment.
Yes.
I can't imagine that's, well, first off, I can't imagine myself getting up on a wagon like that and doing that, and the fact that these two people unfortunately got thrown like that's absurd.
What do you think of Tua going down?
Yeah, so that's an interesting one. He's for sure out, what is it, this week? The way it sounds this week and next, he's probably out.
What he hurt?
Ankle.
High ankle sprain.
He apparently had some sort of surgery on it, which I don't know how much to really believe in that.
That ankle he also hurt at one point last year.
Yeah.
So that's probably why they're going to be extra cautious with it.
But Alabama's got...
I was going to say, right now, who's stopping LSU? That's my question.
Yeah, LSU is looking legit. Yeah, Alabama...
They're the best team in the country right now.
Alabama
I'll throw $5.
Alabama this week is home against Arkansas. So that's... I'm not going to say should be a win because of Wisconsin, Illinois, but that should be a win anyway. And then the week after, they have... They end up by them. They might be idle the week after, actually.
So that's good for them.
Yeah, because I don't see them on the list. So yeah, they might be idle then the next week, which would be very big in terms of that. At least looking ahead to exactly next week, Syracuse is on the road against Florida State. Perhaps the biggest D1 game of the week, the D1A FBS. Might be, Nick, your Notre Dame Fighting Irish on the road at Michigan.
Are they still an underdog?
I don't know. I'm not
Who's game day?
Oh, you're asking already. All right, so game day. Pat looked it up because he's got to be that way.
You said you're going to
Game day.
I wanted to see
Now
how
game
truly
day.
exciting it was.
Now game day is heading technically to a team that they've already covered. It's the visiting team that they've already covered, but they're going to a new place, to the state of South Dakota, to Brookings, South Dakota, for the North Dakota State, South Dakota State game.
Yikes.
Must
One
be a
that-
slow
this
week.
is-
Yeah.
No, this is actually a very big game in FCS, both top 10 ranked teams in FCS. This is actually one of the bigger rivalries in FCS as well. So,
Yeah, it's a little border rivalry there.
I do like some jackrabbits.
this is Jackrabbits versus the Bisons.
Seems like a mismatch there.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. But this that's where game day is headed. I kind of like when game day gets out and does that, something different every year, how they do that. I know they sometimes go and cover like Harvard, Yale.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing this. They did North Dakota State a couple of years ago in Fargo. They did, where did they go last year? Like James Madison or something like that they went to last year. So that's pretty cool. They usually do something cool like that once a year. So that's where we're headed this week. We're going to go ahead to the NFL. Perhaps the biggest news of the week, Patrick Mahomes goes down with an injury. Looking like a 3-week-ish deal, give or take. Dislocated his kneecap. They popped it back in.
Very graphic.
No ligament damage, right?
No ligament damage. That's why it's only.
He looks to Pat like he's the doctor.
No ligament damage. That's why it's only 3 weeks. If there was ligament damage, it could have been the year.
Thanks,
Are they
Stefania
for real
Bell.
this year? Do you
The
think
Chiefs?
they can win it all?
Let's give Justin some screen time over here.
That's
do you
all
know,
right. Pat can get it.
Anyway,
It's still on Paul.
I don't care.
Miami Dolphin legend Matt Moore is the backup quarterback in Kansas City now.
Don't sleep on Matt Moore.
He will get the snaps. He actually looked, mind you, it's Denver, but he looked really good in relief.
Mind you, he had the Dolphins a quarter away from advancing in the playoffs against Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. Had it not been for a certain guy named Bud Dupree putting his helmet into Matt Moore's face mask well after Matt Moore threw the ball.
Pat has such a weird. I love Pat's relationship with the Steelers.
There's a little salt involved there because Matt Moore was going to beat the Steelers that game. There's no doubt in my mind, and Bud Dupree took him out of it.
Wasn't that
so? Bud Dupree, I know you're not going to see this. I hope someone benches you at some point.
And live on line 1, we have Bud Dupree.
No,
but wasn't it the same year you rode Pittsburgh to like 9 straight weeks and parlay wins?
Yeah, I did because that was a year that for some odd reason they were only like 2 and 3 points on the spread every single week as a favorite or underdog, and every single week I was like, okay, this is gonna be an easy pick. It was them in Carolina all year.
It's a good, fun inside story.
Yeah,
yeah, it is.
East Coast,
and then they took out Matt Moore, and that just ruined the Dolphins' playoff dreams when they had a chance.
Other than that, some other, major stuff was the East Coast, specifically directly on the coast, if you had home games there. Wet and wild games, to say the least. We have a video, we don't have it, but I'm sure everybody's seen it, of Redskin Matt Ioannidis literally sliding I don't know how many yards. Just
Joey
going.
Bosa too, having a sack.
Yeah. The Giants game was affected by it. A lot of crazy stuff in that game as well because of the weather. Justin, what's the deal with your Eagles?
I'm a little worried, not going to lie to you there. The line's pretty banged up. We got picked on by, they just kind of attacked I think it was the left or the right side all week. But the division's not very good this year, so I'm not too worried. Cowboys had a 2-3 game lead already and blew it, so...
That's right. The Redskins are
3 games. They started 3-0
because they were 3-0, and then all the other teams were 1-2.
I don't know. I think we'll be all right. We should. I wish we made a move for Ramsey. I was saying that from the jump. I don't know why we didn't, to be honest. But I don't think we could have gave them what they got from the Rams.
What's the deal with Ertz? Why don't they give Ertz the ball?
That's
the
just
line.
That's just a fantasy-minded question on Nick's part.
No. Yeah, it is, but
we just got to get it together. No,
Justin,
it's not going to get any easier.
Justin, what's the deal with Alshon?
He's been all right this year. A couple touchdowns. Not good in PPR, but our league he's all right. But we got, I think, this week we got the Bills, then we play the Bears, then we have a bye, and then we play New England. So it's not getting any easier, so we got to get it together.
I think the Eagles can still win the division.
Only a game out.
I still don't believe in the Cowboys. They played well. The Eagles need to just figure out that defense.
What about the Redskins, who are only 3 games out?
Yes.
It's really not.
Redskins and Giants are done.
What about Haskins? See?
We're not getting him for 2 weeks.
Throw him into the fire.
Hold on. We're not getting him for 2 weeks.
Oh, he's hurt? I didn't know.
No. So, interim head coach Bill Callahan's dumbass said Case Keenum's going to be the starter for at least 2 more weeks going into the bye week. So...
Do you like Haskins? I know you were high on him.
Yeah, I want him to play. It's just that now I don't want him to because then he's going to have to learn a playbook that he'll probably have to dump at the end of this year anyway.
And you don't want
Throw him in
Nathan
the fight,
Peterman
see what he can
situation too, where he goes in there and does terrible. And
yeah.
Never's the same after.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's a stud, though.
He is. I'm very excited.
He's no Danny Dimes.
Scary. Well, Danny Dimes have kind of come back to earth a little bit here.
He had to play the Patriots defense with nobody and
Yeah, he didn't have Saquon or Ingram that game. Give him a break.
And he played the Cardinals defense, which is absolutely terrible. So, yeah, he has come down to earth a little bit.
I mean, you can't really say terrible. They just got Patrick Peterson back. That's pretty big.
Yeah, it's pretty surprising. Evan Ingram can get more involved, especially when Arizona's terrible against the tight end. And
Ingram had 1 catch for 6 yards.
Yes.
What's going on there?
Is that a fantasy?
Yeah, it is.
Fun fact for the viewers, too. I just beat Pat last week in fantasy.
Yeah.
By 1 point.
by 1 yard.
If Brady doesn't throw a pick, he wins. If Brady gets one more yard, we tie. It was
If Ingram had more than 6 yards, it was tough. Saquon was hurt for me.
Feels good.
It's tough.
Tough league this year. Anyone wide open. Matt's overrated.
All right.
It's still wide open for the 3 and 4 seeds.
All right, let's jump in. We'll stick with Justin. He'll get the first crack at our predictions here.
NFL.
For the NFL this week.
All right.
Thursday night this week, the Redskins are on the road to Minnesota to play the Vikings.
Just straight up. Minnesota all day.
Minnesota.
Wait, who was it again?
I think the line's like 16.
Yeah, something like that.
Who was it again? Who in Minnesota?
Vikings, Minnesota.
Vikings, Minnesota. They're the same team.
In Minnesota too.
Or Redskins, Minnesota.
Oh yeah, okay. Minnesota in a blowout.
I agree. I'm taking the Vikings as well. Pat, we'll start with you on this one. Seahawks are on the road in Atlanta.
Seahawks on the road in Atlanta. Seahawks.
I am going to go with the Seahawks as well. Justin.
Seahawks all day. Russell Wilson. It's been near perfect this year.
Going Seahawks. Sanu, we miss you.
All right, Nick, start with you on this one. Chargers at the Bears. Little rift going on in Chicago. So.
Chargers get the road win. They finally break through with a win. Not high on the Bears. And that's it for me for that pick. That's all I have to say.
I'd probably say Chargers too.
I went to the wrong one.
Bears have not looked good. Chargers last week, that Melvin Gordon, that was unbelievable, those 2 plays. But yeah, Chargers get it done.
Yeah, Keenan Allen's going to score a couple times to help me out, so Keenan Allen and the Chargers can get it done.
Every week I try and trust the Chargers, and every week I try and trust them, they bite me in the ass. I'm going to go lone wolf on this one. Give me the Bears.
All right. Lone wolf.
Giants.
Brad don't like that.
Giants are on the road. Giants are on the road in Detroit. I'm going to go with Nick's second favorite team. I'm going to take Detroit.
Yeah, it's a conflicting week for you, man.
Yeah, really.
I'm going to go with my second favorite team, the Detroit Lions. Got you thinking there, though.
Pat?
Marvin Jones Jr. big game.
Detroit is starting to slide. Give me the Giants.
Wow.
I would say Giants, but didn't Saquon just get hurt or limp off or something?
No, Saquon's still good.
Thought he was limping last game.
Saquon lost his leg, bro.
He's good.
Blown off.
He might be limping.
All right, we'll go Giants then. Saquon, big game.
Oh, I'm not going lone wolf. Justin, we'll start with you again. We'll come back around. Bengals at the Rams.
Oh, Rams all day.
By the way, this game is in London.
I don't think the Bengals will win a game.
Well, I don't know London.
They
it's
play
in
Miami
England.
week 16, so they might.
I don't know. Fitzpatrick's still playing, but yeah.
They might tie.
Rams all day.
Nick?
Going Rams. But this game's going to be closer than people think.
Rams by like 25.
I, too, will go with the
I guess
Rams.
not everybody will think that, but
I, too, will go with the Rams. Pat, Jets at the Jaguars.
Oh, jeez. Do we have to pick this game?
Yes, you do.
Minshew magic. I'll go with the Jags.
Ooh, all right.
big bounce back week for Darnold. I got the Jets.
Wow.
Jacksonville all day. Minshew magic.
Yeah, I'm gonna be with Justin and Pat on this one. Give me
Lone wolf.
give me the Jags.
It's a lone wolf.
Oh God, this game. See, Pat thought this game, that game was bad. I don't like this game at all. Buccaneers at Titans. God.
Paul?
I'm gonna go Titans.
Is my boy Tannehill still starting?
As far as I know.
Bring back the playoff quarterback in Tannehill. Give me the Titans.
All right.
Who was the other team?
Buccaneers at Titans.
Sorry, I got a text from Kurt said Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl after my Eagles comment.
What?
Really?
Wow, that's a tough one. I'd probably go Bucks just because Titans look bad.
Yeah.
Bad.
Zeke looks about as fat as me, by the way. So.
Oh God.
I am also going Bucks in this game.
All right. Let's see
No
here.
reason
The
why.
game that Justin brought up earlier, the Eagles are in Buffalo. let's go to Justin to start this one.
Honestly, people aren't going to like this, but I think Buffalo's going to beat us. Our line's still shaky.
I don't think people are not going to like it.
My Eagles fans might not like it.
Fair enough.
They're still out there.
Barbe family, shout out. But yeah, I think we're going to get bullied again.
Paul, who you like
great
this one?
defense.
Man, I'm gonna go with Justin. I'm gonna go with the Bills. That Bills team is actually not that bad.
Yeah, they had a quarterback.
I keep waiting for them to fall back to earth, and this really haven't exactly yet.
It hurts to say it.
Oh,
so much.
He is.
It really hurts, but the Bills. It hurts. It hurts.
Yeah, I know.
Why, everybody? I think
lie.
you guys need to get off the Bills bandwagon. And this is a huge Doug Peterson game, huge Carson Wentz game. They're going into Buffalo, and they're going to beat those Bills.
Fun fact, I did bet against the Packers this year, or against the Eagles when they played the Packers, and we know how that went. So
yeah,
hopefully I give them some good luck.
It's true.
Eagles will win this game.
Cardinals at the Saints. I'm going to go with the Saints in this one.
Cardinals at the Saints?
Yep.
Got the Superdome. Saints.
Yeah, Saints. There's not much more to say.
Mardi Gras.
Yeah, I think there's talk that Breeze may come back, but I don't think he's gonna. But I'm gonna go Saints too.
All right.
Even without
Voodoo.
Broncos at the Colts. I think this one also might be a all-4 lock. Possibly.
I don't know about that, Paul.
Oh,
Really?
my God.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say Colts as much as I don't want it to happen because I have a pending bet that everyone in this room knows about. But
A pending bet.
I'm taking.
it's not looking good for that bet.
I'm taking an AFC South prediction here.
Oh, God.
The Texans, they win, they lose. The Titans, they win, they lose. The time you think the Colts are good, they win, they lose. And who's the other team? Jacksonville, they win, they lose. You can never tell who's good in this division. Colts are going to have another setback this week because that's what they do. I got Denver in this game.
The Broncos just traded away Emmanuel Sanders after a terrible week from Flacco. What makes you think it's getting better there?
I did not know Emmanuel got traded.
Yeah, he got
Happened a
traded
couple
today at
hours
like
ago.
3 in the afternoon. Also, I got the update because he's on my fantasy team.
Don't matter. Joe Flacco.
Flacco
You
just
gotta
had
lock
a
it in.
terrible
30.
week.
It's
They got
30
rid
locked.
of one of their best receivers. Colts are going to win this thing by like 30. Okay, Colts by 13. And for me,
All right,
Saints,
Nick.
Colts.
Howl, Nick. Howl. You're a lone wolf.
He ain't ever taken Joe Flacco.
You're right, I'm not. Joe Flacco was terrible. Eli Manning's better than Joe
Who's
Flacco.
their backup?
The Broncos?
Yeah.
Well,
Who's that going? Drew Lock.
no, Drew Lock
Scotty
isn't.
Brock
Drew
Osweiler.
Lock isn't technically their backup because
Brock
he's.
Osweiler retired.
Drew Lock's on the IR. I don't know who their technical backup is.
John Elway.
I will look
Yeah,
on that.
probably.
I'll look on that as we predict the next game. First of the 4 o'clockers, Panthers at 49ers. I'm going to take the 49ers.
49ers all day. They are for real. That defense is no
Waiting
joke.
for this undefeated season, and I think
I'm working on something. I told you guys I was working on some. I told you guys I was going to get answers here.
I think it finally ends. Christian McCaffrey is gonna
Who?
Christian
Okay.
McCaffrey.
is gonna figure out that defense.
Not to exactly interrupt here for Pat, but who the hell's Brandon Allen?
Why?
He's the second string quarterback in Denver.
Well, John always sure knows how to pick
You
them.
gotta be the only person who knew that
49ers.
today.
Brandon
Yeah, I have no
Allen
idea
is
who
an
that is.
Arkansas product.
I really don't care.
I have no.
I just want to know the name.
This guy looks like a created guy you create in Madden.
What's his overall?
I give him a solid 57.
Panthers.
Jeez.
Who?
49ers. Give me the 49ers.
Why?
Because of their defense.
Jimmy G has not looked good. He's the bottom. I looked it up today. Like bottom 24 in yards, touchdowns.
That's why they went out and got Emmanuel.
Did you
Sanders.
guys know Kyle Allen is undefeated?
Did you know that Jimmy Garoppolo is undefeated?
He's
But-
not anymore.
But he is top 6 in QBR, so he does what he's got to do to get the job done.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Niners, baby.
All right.
Paul, you got to pick.
I thought I said 49ers.
Yeah, it's not 49ers. She started it.
Raiders at the Texans.
I can see you watching.
Some big. We got there. There's a big injury in this game with Will
I do have
Fuller.
Deshaun.
Oh,
Oh, wow, that's huge.
Also, apparently DeAndre's a bit banged up. I'm not too sure the severity. on
I'd
that.
probably go Texans.
Probably, or will you?
Yeah, I'll go Texans.
All right, there we go.
AFC South. Texans lost last week. They're winning this week.
Solid logic.
Solid equation.
And the Raiders are garbage. John Gruden, good coach though.
Defense garbage. That offense is solid.
Yep.
Yeah, Texans. Yeah.
I'm going with Texans as well. The last of the 4 o'clockers, the Browns in Foxborough to take on the Patriots. I will take the Patriots.
Pats by 1,000. Browns are the most overrated team ever.
The real question about this game is the Browns going to show up? I got the Patriots.
If the Browns show up, Patriots by 20.
So what happens if the Browns don't show up?
If they don't show up, Patriots by 40.
Like the bus just doesn't bring them there?
Like they
Like,
don't
there's
come.
a plane crash, like tragically, like what happens?
Yeah, Patriots in a landslide. Next question.
When do the Patriots play a good team?
Sunday night football, Packers at the Chiefs.
Ooh.
Go, Pat, go, baby.
Whoa, Justin already jumped in.
I'm riding out Matt Moore. Give me the Chiefs.
All right.
I'm riding him out.
He's going to be the only one riding him out. I'm going Packers. That Chiefs
How can you go
defense
against
is
A.
weak.
Rodgers after last week? 6 total TDs.
Guess
the
what?
bad man.
Guess what? He's not the only one right now. Give me the Chiefs.
Well, if you're new to the show, he picks against the Packers every week.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, that is
He doesn't. He doesn't.
That's
think
a
there's
fair
any
It's in
talent.
point.
Kansas City, right?
Yeah.
This guy
Still
said-
take the Pack.
This guy says there's no
I'm
talent
not-
on that
I don't-
Packers offense.
I don't fully believe in the Packers offense just yet. I don't. I'm sorry. They don't know what they're doing with their running
Can we
backs.
get
They
to the
don't
most-
have a number one
can we get to the most
receiver.
upsetting
They're going to
pick of
come
the
back to earth.
How long's he out for still?
Who?
Adams.
No, it doesn't matter. He's not a wideout one.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you think that.
Yeah, I forgot a guy that
Yeah,
has,
welcome to the
I forgot
show.
a guy
Every
that has
week he
8
says
catches for
Devontae Adams,
160 yards in the
terrible.
first
I forgot.
quarter isn't a wide receiver.
I forgot how perfectly this Monday Night Football game times up with Pat's rant from earlier. Because Monday Night Football... You good?
No.
Monday Night Football this week. Miami is on the road in Pittsburgh. I'm gonna...
That might
Oh,
be
yeah.
the
You wanna what?
This
This-
might be the week Miami gets a win.
I was about to say, I think this game's going to be closer than I think people exactly think. That being said, I'm still going to go Pittsburgh.
It may be one of the worst Monday Night Football games ever put on.
You want to know what's funny?
It's like a Thursday night game.
You want to know what? What's funny you bring it up? They might have played in the actual worst
I was
Monday Night
about
Football
to say
game
that.
ever.
It was like... It was
2008
either
or
just
something.
before or just after a hurricane had hit Miami. It was still downpouring. They couldn't kick a field goal from anywhere more than 25 yards. The winning field goal was a 19-yard field goal that Pittsburgh's
Wasn't it like
kicker
3-0?
still almost missed.
Wasn't it like 3-0 the final?
Yeah,
of
the
that
final
game?
score was 3-0.
Somebody punt. I forget which punter was it. Somebody punted the ball, and it literally like landed and this. I mean, stuck perfectly in the ground.
That being
Like-
said, I'm going to go for the most wins on the week, and I might be the only guy to say this, but I'm going to take Miami. I'm going to hope my boys bring one
I don't
home.
think it's that bad of a pick.
And if they win, they still got to play Cincy and hoping you still get the number one
Who'd
pick.
you guys
out of
pick?
them. So I'll take Miami.
I didn't pick anybody actually.
Yeah.
Paul, who'd you pick?
I'll go Steelers.
I
You
took the Steelers
I went Miami.
Well, forgot to update you guys. By the way, me and Paul are tied,
again.
50-40, 50 wins, 40 losses on the season.
Solid.
And I am going to take. Pat mentioned this previous wild card game. It's going to be the same result. I got the Steelers.
All right. So that takes care of the NFL. We are going to
But
move.
Matt Moore might win.
We're going to do this quickly because,
Matty Moore.
admittedly, we are running a bit short. Not short on time. We still got
Nationals are in the league.
Yeah.
pretty much a
Hang
half
back,
hour,
man. Grab
but
a
we are
soda.
running. We are getting crammed up a little bit.
Nationals are in the
So
lead.
so luckily for Justin, he's not going to really participate in this discussion.
Is it
But
baseball?
it is
Yeah.
baseball.
Oh, hang on.
It is our World Series preview.
Nats are at
Um,
5-2 right now.
Stacked rotation going into today was certainly the main headline for the unlikely matchup of Nationals and Astros. Pat, Pat has a score update for us.
Nationals are 5-2. Screw you, Houston.
I told you. Bet
Nats
on the
in 5.
Nationals.
Nats in 5.
I
Shout
did-
out Jaron Johnson hating. I said,
put-
bet on the Nationals.
Nats in 5.
I did put 20 down on the money line for the Nationals to win the World Series, so
You did. Nice.
had him right at home. That's going to be a solid double up of money, if they come back. If not, it's just $20.
What,
So
40-1 before it started?
they were I got them at plus 195, so it's a solid double up.
It's not bad.
Juan Soto hit a towering home run today that cleared the railroad tracks, so that's pretty cool.
I hate the Astros.
Do you guys have any? Obviously, pitching is probably the main headline in this. So, X factor wise, for us that really pay attention to baseball, I guess in here, what what is your main X factor? Like, if you had to pinpoint one thing to kind of like say, hey, the series will meet a turning point in this guy or this player or this set of, players, i.e. like a bullpen or something like that. Like, what will be that X factor?
The X factor? Well, I just want to, before I get to my X factor, I just want to say this Nationals run kind of reminds me of the Royals in 2014. Not the one that won the World Series, the one who had a crazy...
Preluded it.
Crazy wild card game like the Nationals had, and they won that. The Royals swept through the American League playoffs. Nationals didn't do that, but they swept the NLCS. The X factor to this series, I don't even think it's more the Nationals. For the Nationals X factor, I think, is not even a player on the Nationals. It's if Garrett Cole doesn't show up in this World Series, in which he has not tonight, it looks like.
That'd be correct.
I've not seen the box score, but looks like Garrett Cole has not shown up. I think that is the key. If they can somehow beat him in the 2 game, maybe 3 games that he might pitch, that's key. Nationals, got to keep this offense going. And we'll see. I think Houston's still going to win the series, but good start for him on the road.
I got Nationals in 5. I cannot stand Houston. I might hate them more than I hate the Red Sox at this point. I cannot stand Houston. I want them to fall so bad.
Why?
Because they beat the Yankees. Why would I like a team that beats my favorite team? I want to see Houston have the biggest fall from grace in the history of sports.
I agree.
So that being said...
Well, I agree with that for a different reason, but...
That being said...
Does this have anything to do with you picking the Houston Astros in 5th place?
I did do that, but no, it has nothing to do with that.
5th place.
Yeah, that's true.
I wish I had the video.
You can find it on the YouTube channel.
The X factor I'm looking at, even though the big moments have seemed to find Howie Kendrick is going to be Trey Turner, it's going to start and end with him obviously being the leadoff hitter. I don't think it's even a question. He's the fastest player on the field, in my opinion. One of the best hitters probably going to be in this World Series. He started tonight's game with a single. Very next pitch, he stole second. That's going to be.
He got a taco for us, though.
Okay. I love tacos too, but
No.
That's not the thing I'm trying to highlight here.
My bad.
He's going to be the X factor. If he can get on, it just. That little added thing in the back of Verlander's head, Cole's head. Greinke is garbage in the playoffs. For every single person that said that Greinke trade was good for the Astros playoff run, could not have been more wrong. It was great for the regular season push, not great for the playoffs, and he's shown that in his 4 starts.
Now, Paul, we saw a surprising hero in the NLCS in Howie Kendrick. I think we're going to get a surprising hero in the World Series this year. I was thinking maybe Yuli Gurriel. But I'm going to go with Josh Reddick will be the surprise piece. Alvarez? Not bad.
That's what I thought you were going.
No,
because
Josh Reddick will be the surprise piece to the Houston Astros winning the World Series.
Because my other thing with Houston is Carlos Correa. The big moment for Houston to seem to find him, too. Just look back, 2017, Game 2, hit that walk-off against the Yankees. Game 1 this year, hit the walk-off against the Yankees in the ALCS. The big moment seems to find him as well. He's never shied away from it. If it finds him again, I wouldn't be surprised if he capitalizes. But he needs to really get it going. Actually, all of Houston's hitters, minus like Altuve, do. Because I don't know if you've seen their team batting average, but the only reason that's north of 100 right now is Altuve. Springer's hitting like 105. Correa's hitting like 160. So Correa's a bit of the reason why it's staying up there. But Altuve's the only one that's hitting over, I want to say, even 250 in that lineup right now. So they need to thank Jose Altuve for carrying the team on his back.
So the lineup. Quick thing I want to bring up is the fact that I think it's going to be a big part, and you're kind of, in my mind, you see it right away in this game. Arm fatigue for the Astros' big 3 starting pitchers. None of them are on true full rest anymore. I think at some point we'll catch up. I really do. I think it might actually happen.
So you guys think the World Series is over by the next podcast?
I do.
Game 5's on Sunday, so I mean Game 6 would be...
Yeah, I'm saying yes.
So you think he's over 5?
I think it's over in 6.
So the night up.
I'm going Nationals in 6.
I agree.
Did you have any more points?
No, that's pretty much it. You guys kind of covered, I think, a really good job of what I wanted out of it. And I think if you're looking for maybe not an unsung hero, but I think NL MVP, I think the MVP for the series, Ryan Zimmerman is my pick. So
Did have a solo home run tonight.
Yeah.
Now I'm just thinking, is there no Masked Singer tomorrow night?
There isn't.
there's not, no.
Very upsetting.
Oh, screw this World Series.
Well, either way, it didn't matter who was in it.
Yeah.
But will it be back if it doesn't go 7?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Actually, I think even if it goes 7, it's back next week.
Anyway, to my favorite sport.
Yeah, so the NBA tips off tonight, but the season itself is tipping off, and I posed the question, kind of brought up at the beginning of the podcast, because I think this is the first true year that we've had in a while. Is the league wide open?
It is.
I can't tell what that was really meant to be off the bat, so Justin, we'll go to you first.
Wide open. The best it's ever been because LeBron's not in the East with nobody anymore. He's actually got to play some competition.
Or NBA expert.
Saying that, I still think he's got to be the favorite, or Clippers got to be the favorite.
Ooh.
Unless, Giannis out of the East, that's not going to be easy this year, but I wouldn't sleep on the Warriors, even with Clay being hurt. D'Angelo and him, people forget how good Steph Curry is. He could just take over a game, and it's 15-0 run like nothing.
Well, Justin is our NBA expert that we brought in today, and the NBA is back this year. And it's not going to be the team you expect, because I will not be rooting for the LA Lakers this year, if you're thinking that. My New York Knicks. Big year. Big surprise year. We're going to surprise some people. People think we're 28th best team in the NBA. We're going to be a playoff team this year. That's my intro for the talk. Pat, what do you think? Is it back?
You wanted to go to Pat?
No, he's going to go to Pat.
It's back. The Knicks are not even close to sniffing the best team
Nets
in New
fan.
York City anymore. The Brooklyn Nets were relevant again. Wait
Man,
till KD's healthy.
I hate to be
next
the
year.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news on that team. I feel like Brooklyn's been the best team in New York when they moved to Brooklyn 2012.
Okay, pump the brakes because that was coming off of a 12-win season.
No,
I mean, he's not wrong.
I'm talking about 20.
Wait, who, me or him?
No, I'm talking about since they moved to Brooklyn. They've probably been the best team in New York, like 6 out of the 9 years or
Ever
7
since
years.
they went to the playoffs, I think they've been the best.
Ha.
Paul, I see you got your Miami Heat
I'm
hat
so-
on.
Well, Pat was still going.
Yeah, no, it's wide open. I'm actually excited to watch this year because it's not going to be, the Warriors versus LeBron versus this guy, LeBron versus that guy, the Warriors versus this team. It's anyone. It's literally anyone.
And I think the opening
Justin has
game
some
is
up
going to
here.
foreshadow the season because they're going to overtime right now.
Ooh.
And Fred VanVleet has 31 points.
Excuse
has
me?
missed 4 or 5 shots off the bench, or starting actually this year.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the first waiver move I think in our fantasy league. Is that man right there?
Yeah, shout out to my cousin Kyle for dropping him in the middle of the game. But
In the middle of it?
yeah, he dropped him right at the start of the game for tomorrow.
Wow.
I think that's a little risky. You never know what
That's
kind of
huge.
game you could have had.
He's
hate to
got
see
40 points tonight in fantasy.
Well, anyway, you don't care about fantasy basketball. Paul, your boy Jorge Sodano.
George Sedano.
Yep, whatever. He picked the Heat to be the 3 seed this year, I saw today.
Yeah, I think that's a bit.
Of a stretch?
Yeah, if things break right, I think they could theoretically get the 4 seed. Things gotta really break.
Tyler Hero just becomes a star overnight.
Jimmy Butler's still a top. At very least, you say he's a top 15 talent in the league.
Who's your starting center now with the loss of Hassan
Bam Adebayo. I'm really excited about that. He's obviously more versatile. You don't get the true size advantage anymore, but you're able to open up the court a little bit now. He doesn't have a really steady jump shot, but if you need him to step out from say 9 feet to get like a jumper or something like that, he can do it. I think the Heat probably somewhere in that 6-7 seed range. I'd say they're in the playoffs. Things break right. Like I said, they could get 4. I'd say 5 is obviously the more possibility out of that. I think the Southeast, I feel like it's beating a dead horse. One of these years, the Wizards got to figure it out right. That team's almost too good to just be that bad.
Every year.
John
Wall's
and
year.
at the same token, I think the casual fan doesn't realize how good Orlando actually is either. So,
how good are the Nets?
That being said, That being said,
Better than the Knicks.
I know honestly, I'd say the Warriors are probably going to win the Southeast out of that realm, at least on paper. I'd
The Warriors?
say. The Wizards.
Oh,
I thought you said the Warriors.
My
too.
bad.
I'm
My
pretty sure you
bad.
said the Warriors.
My bad. The Nets,
I don't think John Wall's playing this year, is he? Is he out the whole year?
I don't
I
know.
thought someone told me that the other day.
He was at the bottom of fantasy.
Because I know they re-signed Bradley, but jeez.
If Wall's out the whole year, I think Orlando's probably winning that division.
Yeah.
In my opinion, the Eastern Conference is between two teams. The Milwaukee Bucks and the Philadelphia 76ers. The Celtics they don't believe in them. Kemba is a star. What's Kemba? Kemba can't even lead the Bobcats to the playoffs. And they're not even called the Bobcats anymore.
They won a couple years. What about Carson Edwards, though? He's looked good. As much as I thought he wasn't going to be a good pro, he's looked good.
Cantor.
And it's Cantor, who was the leader on that, who was a force for the friggin' Blazers in the playoff run last year.
Wow.
He wasn't the reason they made the playoffs.
He wasn't the reason they made a run. If Damian Lillard doesn't get that step back 37
He was a nice
fill. He
was a nice fill-in for Nurkic, I'll say that. But the Celtics are a non-believer. The Nets this year, non-believer.
What about Detroit?
I was about to say, Detroit and Indiana are two teams.
Not really getting any airtime.
I like Indiana. Is Oladipo playing the entire season?
In my opinion, there's two teams of these. There's the Sixers and there's the Bucks.
Somebody took Oladipo in the draft the other night.
I would have too.
My cousin Kyle did.
So I'm just throwing this out there. Also, a little biased take being a Nets fan. If KD comes back at all this year, Brooklyn's coming out of the East. If he comes back in any way, shape, or form, Brooklyn comes out of the East.
So, just hangs out on the bench, he's coming back?
Okay.
He's eating an ice cream cone.
If he plays in any games, Brooklyn's coming out of the East. You saw what he did just inserting himself.
Healthy.
You saw what he did just inserting himself at 75% for the Warriors. They were up by 13.
A Warriors team he has chemistry with from years past.
I don't care. He steps onto that floor with the Nets. They are coming out of the East.
I think that man's game could go to anybody's team and fit right in.
If he steps
the
on
smoothest scorer ever.
If he steps on court with the Nets, they're coming out of the East. That being said,
he's not.
That being said, the East is going to be, even though the East is still open a little bit, it's going to be a dumpster fire for the East this year. It's not going to look pretty.
The thing, though, is how will him and Kyrie play together? That's the biggest
thing. That's what's going to come down to.
LeBron was a passer. KD is not. He can, but he just, he wants the shots too. So Kyrie is going to have to take a step back, which he showed he could do for like 2 weeks in Boston last year. So.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, he did it with LeBron in Cleveland, though, so we're going to see. If he's willing to do it for KD, we'll see. They got a good young core. They just got LeVert back. They extended him. They extended Taurean Prince. Jarrett Allen is getting his name up there with one of the best defensive centers in all of basketball.
Now, this is a question.
Cares LeVert's love.
This is the question I want. Who is Rookie of the Year? I think it's a pretty good question.
Right now, another biased take, Kobe White. Because Zion's going to miss 6 to 8 weeks. That's going to hurt him.
I'm going to say Ja Morant, just because he's going to have to do a lot for that team. Zion, definitely not, just with the injury.
Mm-hmm. That's going to hurt.
Sleeper, RJ Barrett of the New York Knicks.
Here, get camera back on me. He is not a sleeper. He's the front runner. Whoa. He's a no-brainer Rookie of the Year. If he plays well and the Knicks play well in MSG, he's a front runner because he's going to play. Did you see that?
You guys are sleeping.
My brother told me.
I was going to say,
my brother told me some of the top guys in minutes in the preseason was the Knicks had like 4 of them. RJ Barrett was playing 30 minutes a game. He's going to be playing 30 minutes a game in the regular season. He's going to play.
Okay,
He's going to shoot. He's going to make.
Take it easy with the minutes played. That doesn't mean anything.
It's going to be tough when he starts playing good competition. We'll see. But
yeah, 30 minutes a game against
what I see
is different than 30 minutes a game against LeBron.
He's a big boy, but I feel like he tries to bully still a lot. Him and Zion both kind of do that. RJ's obviously a little more skilled, but I saw a lot of bully ball out of RJ already.
All right, Paul, who's your rookie of the year?
I know who he's going to say.
Of course, you guys had to do it. You always sleep.
Agree
it's
with
Tyler Hero.
I'm agreeing with Tyler Hero. He's played probably as the best.
Yes,
thank
you.
I mean, so far, yeah.
Thank
definitely
you.
his rookie
Let
year.
him play a game.
This
Okay,
guy.
hold on. I'm going to throw this back at you then. Mr. RJ Barrett playing 30 minutes training.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's hear that argument now. 30 minutes
And also,
nothing.
Julius going to be the usage of that offense, you know.
Mm-hmm. You know who's going to be the star player of the team, though? Marcus Morris.
You need to stop
doubt.
for that.
No doubt. You seen some of the preseason?
headbutting people.
Fighting his own teammates.
It was pretty funny when he was bouncing the ball off his head. I thought that was.
It was one bounce, Pat. It wasn't bouncing the ball off of the guy's head.
I thought he did it twice.
Wake up!
I thought it was one, and then he didn't back up, so he did it again.
Marcus Morris is the best player on the Knicks this year. Julius
That's
Randle's
not
2,
good.
Mitchell
not
Robinson's
good.
3.
Goodness.
It's not good.
You cannot say they're going to be the 8th seed and then make that statement the same night. It just
I
doesn't
didn't
happen.
say 8 seed. I was going to get to that. I was going to say 4 seed.
No.
I'm leaving.
Maybe
Your best
negative
player-
4 seed.
Your best player might not even start for the team across.
I honestly, I'm going to say like this
You
thing.
hate now. Marcus Morris, stud.
What?
Define the word stud.
You hate now. He's been shooting the ball
10 seed,
there.
10 seed at best.
Lottery again. Have fun.
They should be trying to stink. They've been doing it bad the last 6 years. They
Tank
need to
one
just
more
tank.
year for Wiseman or Cole.
It's like they don't know when they want to tank or play good.
Enough about the Knicks. Let's talk about the West. Who's the favorite?
Just pick a name out of a hat. You can
Who
make
are,
a case.
who are the
That's
teams?
gonna be very
Who's in the teams that you think is
I think
the best chance to win the West?
you cannot count out the Portland Trailblazers with getting Hassan Whiteside and what they did last year. I don't think they're a favorite, but they're a sleeper in my opinion. Obviously, the easy things to say Clippers and Lakers, but
The Warriors still, because you never know what they're going to do. And if Clay were to
Yeah.
come back at all.
You know who's going to win MVP?
Mine for me it's two different options, 2 different ways. I'm going Clippers. I think that's what's going to happen, but I'm saying this is a big but. Denver's going to make some more noise this year. I'm telling you.
My Nuggets.
He's finally locked the team down.
You know who's winning MVP this year? For the 3rd time? Steph Curry. He's going to be the star player of that Warriors team. You know how many times he's going to shoot the ball this year?
All of them.
And the 2 biggest threats in the West this year is the Houston Rockets and the Golden State Warriors. It's not like Bucks, Sixers, though. There's other teams in the hunt. Sure, they got the LA teams. Sure, you got Portland and Denver and Utah. But do we really believe in them? No.
Mike Conley?
Sleeper team, San Antonio.
I'm not high on Houston.
Because it's a fresh league. Greg Popovich is going to coach his team. Not saying they're going to the finals. But I will pick, if I had to pick one, bet on one team, Houston Rockets.
I'm not high on
Finally get
Houston.
it done this year.
No, I don't agree with you.
I didn't think so. So who do you like in the West? You like the Lakers, Clippers, Nuggets?
I don't know.
Please tell me you don't like the Jazz.
Oh, no, definitely.
I like the Jazz as a team.
Donovan
to go to the
Mitchell's-
finals.
Kind of
Hey.
regressed since his stardom his
Hey.
first year, I think.
Phoenix Suns all the way. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. The only reason I don't like Houston is because I know everyone's saying, okay, Harden and Westbrook played before, but that was before they were both ball-dominant players. They both need the ball. It's going to take away from literally both of them in the end.
Yeah, and
I
Harden just wasn't as good.
I don't see it going anywhere. They're
He
going
was
to do what
bad
they've
time.
done the past 2 or 3 postseasons, just sputter out.
What about the Luka KP team?
I was gonna say Dallas is my sleeper to make a run in the playoffs. Luka is the real deal.
What's a run? The second round.
I think if it sets up right for them and the matchup sets up right, they could possibly be like a 5-6 seed and make it to the Western Conference Finals.
Can we say how exciting it's going to be for once to actually watch the playoffs and not be
Yes.
like, it's going to be Cleveland Golden State every year?
It's a toss-up.
Yes. it
In
would
both,
be.
in every.
I just
aspect.
cannot wait for LeBron fans to make excuses when he starts losing with this team he's got now. Cannot
And
wait.
it starts tonight.
Starts tonight.
They're going to lose without George.
No Paul George, and they're still going to lose.
But Paul, I know you're a big Denver guy. Out of all those teams like Denver, Portland, Utah, I do like Denver the best.
Thank you.
I think Jokic is still a very underrated player. Don't think people realize how good he is. But you know who the most underrated player in the league is?
Here we go.
Nikola Vukovic of the Magic.
No.
Please give that man some love. He's a really good offensive and defensive player.
All right, so before we get out of here, final prediction. I want finals matchup. I want who's going to win. You don't have to give me games. Who will win? I want MVP, series MVP, or league MVP, and sixth man of the year, too.
There's a lot to remember.
Wow.
It's 3-4 things.
You go first.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
All right, so what are we starting on?
Oh, I
We're going
went
to
to the
start
wrong
with the
button.
finals matchup.
Yeah, finals matchup. Who will
Finals
win?
matchup. The way that Sean Marks and that training staff's been talking, KD's coming back, so I'm going to roll with my Nets. I'm going to go biased here. I'm going to go with my Nets. They're going to go up against the Golden State Warriors. Warriors win it in 6. D'Angelo Russell, Finals MVP. They clinch it in.
That's that one. Okay.
They clinch it in Brooklyn. And D'Angelo gets his revenge for being traded away after building that team.
Cut the fairy
Oh,
tale.
wait. Sorry. What else are we doing?
League
League
MVP.
MVP. Giannis in a landslide.
Sixth man of the year.
6th man, Lou Will in a landslide.
Okay.
And then I already said Rookie of the Year was Kobe White in
Yep.
a landslide.
All right, who wants next?
I'll go. I'm going to say it's going to be the Clippers in the finals, if healthy. I do not think Anthony Davis can make it to June. We'll see. But
You
I
don't
think
think
that'll
or
be
you
the
know?
conference finals probably. Just LeBron could probably do it himself. MVP, probably going to go Giannis. I hate to say it, Harden would be a close second, but Giannis probably get it done just because he's going to keep getting better. What was the other one?
Sixth man.
Sixth man. I don't know. Probably. That's a tough one, to be
I
honest.
can't think of benches.
Lou Williams again, just because their team's going to be so good.
6.
You want me to go next?
Will.
Okay.
I'll go.
Oh, okay.
I'll go. So the finals this year is going to be the Philadelphia 76ers versus the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors win in 5. Steph Curry is your league MVP. The sixth man that we all would love to see is Carmelo Anthony coming back,
God
finally
bless.
accepting that role as a bench player and having an awesome season as a bench player. That's the sixth man we want.
I could wish.
So-
The
Talking about
sixth
a
man we're
fairy
going to
tale.
get, he's not going to be on the Heat, Paul. It's going to be Deion Waiters accepting a bench spot with another team. He wins sixth man.
That's
of
fine
the
by
year.
me.
I will say I didn't say my East team. It's going to be the Philadelphia 76ers. Clippers in 6.
I'm going to go with Bucks Clippers finals. I'm going to go with their first championship since 1971. I'm going to go with the Milwaukee Bucks. League MVP this year, I'm going to go with Nikola Jokic.
Wow.
I'm going to go. Yeah.
That's
That's
not
not
a
a bad pick.
I'm
That's
going to-
bold.
And you want to know what? I think sixth man of the year is also going to come out of Denver. I think Will Barton gets sixth man of the year this year as well.
no LeBron. That's been the consensus on ESPN's been LeBron for the MVP.
Yeah. As much as I love LeBron, they can get off the,
Yeah.
Nationals will throw up.
Oh, trust me.
Oh, all right. Awesome. Thank you, Pat, for the score update.
Goodbye, Houston.
That takes us to the end of the podcast for tonight, then. As always, we thank you all for tuning in. We thank our guest co-host. We'll go to Pat first, since he's always on with us mostly. Pat,
you.
thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
You usually have a fun fact of some sort. You got anything?
Oh God, I didn't come prepared.
That's
with
fine
one.
if
Give
you
me like
don't-
6 seconds. I can probably think of one.
All right, we're going to do awkward camera time then. Just leave it on you.
Oh, fun fact. Now in 2K, you can unlock shoes to buy through Nike. There you go.
Okay.
There's your fun fact. That news was released today. Swing it.
All right, Justin, thank you for coming on, making your first appearance. We have to get you back on.
I will make an appearance probably another 7 months before I do it. But I will say, we are playing basketball at the Rec Tuesday, Thursdays. You want to play for Seneca Falls?
Seneca Falls resident
Get
or
a hold of
working
me on
residents
Facebook. We'll
only.
make it happen.
Yeah,
Please be from Seneca Falls, though.
you have to be. We aren't dealing
We
with
gotta get
it.
the door.
Just make it easy.
Yeah.
Get
Nick.
the word.
Nick, who you got? Who's shouting out?
I'm going to shout out Justin's partner in crime these days, Kurt Ireland.
Yeah.
He might be watching.
My neighbor.
He's a big year for him in fantasy basketball. I think he can make a playoff team, maybe a 6-7 seed. You know,
Ooh, Randy Bobandy is his team's name.
Yeah, I was wondering who that was.
Shout
in the
out
draft
Kurt.
room.
Justin will tell you about the shout out. Shout out Kurt.
He was watching the first half, probably turned off, but we appreciate the love.
Yeah.
Shout out Jim Spina.
Yeah, shout out Jim. As always, thanks again.
It's 5-3 now.
If you haven't, if you haven't already, like, share, subscribe, go tune into the World Series. Sounds like it's getting interesting. We'll catch you next week here on the Fresh Takes Podcast with Russo and Felice.